Good evening, Facebook. I haven't gone live in here in a while, so how y'all doing? So I'm going to talk about all the ways ketones benefit you and how exactly do they even do that. So today on my Instagram, I do a lot of Instagram stories, and I asked my followers what they wanted to know, what they wanted me to talk about today. So, and so this is what they wanted to talk about. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, you should follow me. It's at K and then my last name Leopard. So the letter K and then Leipard after that. So go follow me on Instagram, and then you can have a say in what I talk about too. So let's jump into this. If you pop on, say hello, give me a like, let me know that you're here. So the first question I always get are, what are ketones? I've heard you talk about them, or I've heard of them, but I don't really know what they are. They are essentially just the byproducts of your body breaking down fat for energy. So I could go on about what that is, but you can Google it, or you can check out one of my other videos where I go more into that. So let's go down the list of all the benefits that they help you, and then I'm going to kind of dive in deeper about how exactly do the ketones give you these benefits. So when you get the box of ketones, which is this is the box, some of these boxes have these lists on them and some of them don't. But this one has the list of all of the benefits that ketones have. Disclaimer, I am not a doctor, I am not a trainer, I don't have a degree in this. All of my knowledge is through intensive research. I love Google, and I love listening to doctors, and I love reading all the research. So I've been kind of diving into this health and wellness thing for about a year now, and so I've gathered a lot of knowledge, and so I just regurgitate all of it to you, so you don't have to go and do all that work. I've already done it for you. So yeah. That's my disclaimer. So the first thing on the box obviously is fat loss, because ketones help you burn fat for fuel. So with that is the loss of fat in your body. So when you're burning fat, you're basically depleting your fat cells, and that leads to weight loss, and that's the goal, right? So other than that, there's that's a really that's the shiny, sparkly thing about this stuff. A lot of people love it for that reason, but there's so many other benefits. So let's talk about them. The next one is muscle preservation. So in these formulas, obviously they have ketones. They also have amino acids in them. That also helps with muscle preservation and recovery. And ketones, they also deliver more oxygen to the cells in your body. That has tons of benefits. One of them is muscle recovery, muscle preservation, building muscle, all that. The next is fast and sustained energy. So let's do the carbs versus fat cells thing. So when you're burning carbs for fuel, it's really fast and it's really short, and that's why you crash. Sugars and carbs, like when you're drinking soda, or you're eating carbs in your diet, that fuel is burned really quickly. That's why you reach crash and fatigue and that sort of thing. So with ketones, when you're burning fat for fuel, the fat burns slower. So with that is the long sustained energy that you get from ketones, and let me tell you, it's amazing, and you don't have a crash or jitters or anything like that like a regular sugar would give you. This is the opposite. So reduced brain fog. So in your brain, there's fat cells, and actually burning your fat for fuel and ketones it's the preferred source of energy for your brain, for your body. That's when we are born in fat burning mode, in ketosis. So when you're burning your fat cells for your brain, it your brain likes it so much better. You have the reduced brain fog, and the next one is increased focus. So your brain is like just triggering like more rapid fire. The ketones are neuroprotective, so they are awesome little brain signalers up in there, getting the information out to the rest of your body. Appetite suppression. So when your brain is at a more optimal level and you have higher energy and you're not hitting fatigue, you're not going to feel as hungry. You're not going to have as many cravings. When you are burning solely on carbs, you actually have more cravings. You know about sugars, like you always want more. So this is going to stop all that. The next one is strength gain. We kind of already talked about that with muscle preservation. Better mood. That ties in with, your brain functioning better. This actually really helps, like me personally, it helps with my anxiety, helps with my stress levels, and with better mood, also ties into better sleep. So because you're getting better sleep at night with this, with ketones, you're gonna be in a better mood. But this does help with sleep. So I struggled with insomnia my entire life, really sucked, but I never wanted to turn to, prescription drugs or over-the-counter stuff, any of that. So I just dealt with it, and it was horrible. So I had like chronic fatigue as well. But when I started taking this, I actually could not only fall asleep, but stay asleep, which is amazing. And that kind of ties in with like my energy levels just being like nuts and, and being in a better mood as well. So the next one is better digestion, which I'm gonna go into in a little bit, but we'll get to that. And then the last one on the box is clear skin. So when you're taking ketones, it's actually going to detoxify your body of all of the buildup and stuff. So like if you're not doing a ketogenic diet, your body has not been in a state of ketosis since you were a baby, since you were born. So since then, you've only been solely running on glucose and carbs and sugars, and you've had all this buildup in your system. So ketones are going to flush all that junk out, and not just flushing it, but if you know what I mean. But it's also going to be pushing it out of your skin. Like the first week of me taking ketones, I got some little like whiteheads on my face, which is totally normal. My recommendation is don't touch them, let them do their thing. They go away in a few days, and my skin barely has any breakouts anymore. Right now, I look flushed, but it's because I get so nervous on these live videos. All right, that's the last one on the box. So we're gonna go a little deeper into what they do for your body. So on the Prove It Facebook page, Prove It is Pruvit. You can like search that on the Facebook search bar, and they have a Facebook page. Go like it. They do live doctor Q&As every week, and it is amazing that they do that. So we have doctors that are affiliated with our supplements, and because they do like tons and tons and tons of research, like tons of the money goes into research and doctors and all these crazy things. So the doctors take time out of their busy schedules to go live on their Facebook page, and they will answer your questions live. So you can pop on there right there with them, like I'm doing right now, and type out whatever question you have, and they will answer it. And it's amazing that they do that. So I've watched like tons and tons of them, and that's kind of why they call me the ketone encyclopedia, because before even starting ketones, I like got into like obsession mode and just watched tons of these doctor Q&As, and so I know a lot about the benefits that they have, and they go into like why that is, why ketones do the things that they do. So I totally suggest jumping on the Prove It page and on the Facebook page and checking all that out if you want. So like I said, not only are they amazing fat burner, but they have so many other benefits other than burning your fat for fuel. So ketones deliver more oxygen to the cells in your body. With that comes like so many benefits. Actually, just recently I learned that inflammation is the cause of like tons of diseases, and so when you get more oxygen to your body, to your cells, that actually decreases the inflammation in your body, which is huge, because that helps with people who have Crohn's and irritable bowel syndrome, like I do. Helps people who have cancer, fibromyalgia, like all the things that deal with inflammation. And inflammation is like the root of most of those things, like most of the diseases out there. So they help with that. Getting more oxygen to your brain helps with migraines. Also, getting more oxygen to your muscles helps with a faster recovery. Also, like if you have injuries, helps with faster recovery with that as well. There's so many things. And that's just to name a few. So me personally, I have IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. It sucks. But so for me personally, like, yeah, you can do a keto diet and get the benefits of like your body producing its own ketones. However, not everyone can do a ketogenic diet because of the foods you have to eat. Sorry, I'm getting raspy. Okay. Yeah, because of the foods you have to eat. So for me, I can't have a lot of dairy. I can't have a lot of cheese. There's some meats that I have trouble digesting, and that is the keto diet, basically. It is no carbs, high fats. And so there's a lot of restrictions with that. I know a lot of people who do it, and they totally benefit from it, and that's so good for them. However, like, I can't do it. I know, like, people who have thyroids probably shouldn't do it either. And it's not a diet that I would recommend to do over a long period of time. So, that's just why I can't keto. So I drink ketones. Because I drink ketones, I'm putting pure therapeutic exogenous ketones into my body, and my body goes into ketosis within 30 minutes of digesting this stuff, and I get all the benefits of a person who does the ketogenic diet without having to restrict my diet at all. I can drink this stuff. I'll be in ketosis as I'm drinking or eating a sandwich. Like, I can eat a sandwich so I can burn glucose and burn fat cells at the same time, and that's pretty amazing. Because if you're on a keto diet, just a keto diet, and your body is in a state of ketosis, the moment you eat too many carbs, throws you out of ketosis. And that sucks, because when you're trying to reach the state of ketosis with a ketogenic diet, for some people that can take days, that can take weeks, depending on the body. So it's like all that work for nothing. So that's why I do this. And then with the inflammation, because I have IBS, that's triggered with inflammation, and also stress is also a trigger for IBS, or for my IBS symptoms. And when I take this, it decreases my inflammation, and also reduces my anxiety. So that has helped tremendously with my IBS symptoms. So I'm going to end this video with some inbox questions. Like I said, on my Instagram stories today, I asked what people wanted to hear from me today, what they wanted to hear me talk about today, and this is what they wanted. And I also asked them to send me any questions that they had, and I would answer them on the live video. So I'm going to answer a few right now. The first one is, I wrote them down over here. What makes ketones, what makes the ketone supplement different from any other fat burner that you get on the shelf? So, anybody can make a fat burning supplement and throw it on a shelf at GNC or, Walgreens, whatever, Walmart. They can throw it on the shelf, and it can have whatever in it because the FDA does not approve any supplements, any dietary supplements. They just don't. So because of that, they can claim whatever they want on that bottle. That can mean like a number of things. That can mean that there's some supplements out there, like I've done my research, there's some supplements out there that have ingredients that actually like deplete your muscle mass, so you don't know if you're losing fat or muscle, and that's not good. There's also some ingredients that actually can damage your liver, where like ketones, obviously ketones are like if you're producing your own ketones by doing a ketogenic diet, the ketones are made in your liver. If you are drinking ketones, you're just drinking them. So what's happening is your body is going to absorb the amount of ketones that it wants, and then it's going to use them, and then that's it. It's going to like eliminate the rest of the ketones. It doesn't store the leftover ketones anywhere in your body. It just, you urinate them. That is it. Where like other fat burners can probably do some damage. Also with so breastfeeding moms. So like a lot of pregnant mamas will, maybe like after you have a baby and you're trying to lose the baby weight, but you're still breastfeeding. So if you turn to a fat burner and you're taking that and then you're breastfeeding your baby, some of that ingredients in the fat burner can transfer to your breast milk. However, when you're drinking ketones, your baby's in ketosis. You're born in ketosis, and your breast milk is actually really high in ketones because that's what your baby needs. So that's what you're feeding them. So when you're drinking ketones, then you're just feeding your baby more ketones. There's nothing bad about it. And that also ties into the fact that this has no preservatives, no weird stuff in it. There's nothing unnatural. They're vegan, gluten-free. There's only one formula that we have that has dairy in it. The other ones don't. Other than that, they're flavored with essential oils. So like I said, no unnatural flavoring, nothing of that sort. I wouldn't take this if it had any weird shit in it. Let's just say that. So yeah, and then the next question I got today was, what else do you mix this stuff in other than water? So all these flavors are really good in just plain water. That's what I normally mix them up in every day. However, the chocolate ones are super good in warm milk, and I put a little cinnamon in it, maybe some vanilla if I'm feeling crazy, and it tastes like a hot cocoa. It's delicious, especially if you have a sweet tooth. People have mixed them in their Gatorades, so then they get the ketones and the electrolytes at the same time. People have also mixed them in sparkling water, and I hear that's really good, but you can mix them in anything. I had a girl today who told me she mixed the orange flavor in orange juice and said it was delicious, and I was like, that's awesome. I haven't tried that yet, but I'm sure it's really good. So yeah, that answers that question. And the last question I got was, how many days in an experience pack and how much is the price? So the experience packs come from me. They are not on my website. The experience packs are basically so you can try all of the flavors before committing to one flavor and more days. So you can try all the flavors out and see which ones you like before committing to more, or just one flavor. And then that's perfect for a 5-day. For a 10-day is if you really aren't quite sure about ketones and you really want to get a feel of how that is. or what that's like for your body. 10 days really good. You also get to try all the flavors, and then some. Oh my gosh, excuse me. And with the 10-day, you're really gonna get an idea of what ketones are. Like when I did a 10-day, I was getting the like better sleep benefit, and I had also lost some inches, which was pretty nice. And with the 5-day, like I said, you're gonna feel the energy part, but really the longer you take this stuff, the better benefits you're gonna start feeling, because your body's been burning carbs and glucose for years. If you haven't been doing a keto diet at all, you have not been in ketosis since you were a baby. So when you're drinking ketones, your body's, it goes to your cells, and it's gonna change. It's gonna take time. It's gonna change. So that's why when you order this, I almost always recommend to just order them online. So you do at least 20 days, and that way you can really like start getting a feel for what this stuff is like. I've been taking them for maybe 4 months now, and it's just amazing. It's like the only explanation I have for you is the light turning on. That's the best way I can explain it. So that answers, and the price. So with a 5-day, it's $30, and with a 10-day, it's $60, and that covers like my shipping costs and all of that for you. But other than that, like, I can shoot the link in the comments. So if you have questions for me at all, I'm an open book. Like I said, I've done so much research within the last year, and I can just shoot you links for days, whatever you have questions on. So I'm going to wrap this up, but if you're just popping in here, I would rewatch this again so you can learn all the things. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.